Greetings and welcome back to room 303 in our chats with Emily, as we are calling our readings through the poetry of Emily Dickinson. We are in the Johnson edition. We turn out of poem 676, Least Be That Brew. And we're back, of course, to Emily and her love of the small. Go back to our study of 486, for example. Our assumptions are that you've been following our stuff at learnstrong.net, down that left-hand side, chats with Emily, our playlist. I'm hopeful that you've worked through our set of introductory comments, as well as the preceding 675 poems. We just finished with 675, Essential Oils of Rum. And if you do, you can place this poem within that larger context where Emily will often argue that you don't have to be great to do great things, that the smallest bee is capable of creating honey that provides for the larger amount of honey. And in that regards, it's okay if it's a small bee creating a small amount of honey. This is how she says it in her 5 lines. Least be that brew a honey's weight, the summer multiply, content her smallest fraction help, the amber quantity. Now, it is interesting, the argument being made here, it's almost like the argument that is made in certain other disciplines where we talk about the ocean is made up of single drops, and those single drops have to exist or you can't have an ocean, even though by single drops we're talking about something very, very small, and dare we say it, insignificant. She calls it least. Notice the word bee is capitalized to let us know there's symbolism going on here, and obviously Emily loves her bee poems. We've had comments on them already. Notice the bee sounds, right? Least be that brew a honey's weight, the summer multiply. So notice we're playing mathematics with our language. Content her smallest fraction, back to the math language, help the amber quantity. I think, of course, content here might be our key word, if not help. The argument here, of course, is that in the end, for the artist, there is no little thing that is insignificant. Everything is significant, especially the little things, the least things, if you will. And well, to be, the symbol of the bee obviously is wonderful here. Why? Because the bee works to create out of itself the honey that's so remarkable. At 3a, well, I can't help but think of her reading of Wordsworth's Tintern Abbey. What is it that he says there that makes great lies? Little, nameless, unremembered acts of kindness, and that idea of little, nameless, unremembered acts of kindness is, I think, central to the way that Emily is playing the game here as well. Think about as well the other romantic poet, Coleridge, who writes Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Remember at the end of that text, by the way, we've given full lectures on both Tintern as well as rhyme. All things, both great and small, is emphasized by Coleridge. Finally, at 3b, do you think it is true that your life is constructed around those little, nameless, unremembered acts of kindness and love? As Wordsworth will say it, it is the least bee still will produce the honey that will give it that amber, that glowing, beautiful brown color. Everything is important, guys. Thank you.